Hi, my name is Rebecca and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've been practicing yoga for about 25 years now, and I've taught over 6,000 hours worth of yoga classes to groups and individuals, and I've been training yoga teachers for about 10 years now. In today's video, I want to talk about the first energy center. How to know if the first energy center is blocked or not functioning properly. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to tell you what you can do to make it more balanced in a natural way. I've decided to do this video because I think the first energy center is foundational to everything else that we do in our lives. And right now, I'm getting this, I would guess that millions of people are not balanced in this first energy center. And that's because globally we're going through a trauma. So this energy center kind of gets disrupted when things aren't flowing, when major things happen and things don't flow smoothly, when your basic foundations for survival are impacted, either abruptly or over a period of time. So any trauma experience is going to affect this energy center. When this energy center is disrupted, we lose our connection to the earth. We become ungrounded. And when this happens, we can experience a whole host of health issues and mental and emotional well-being issues that go along with it. So think about this. The vertebrae at the base of the spine are wider, and they're designed to carry more weight. So they're the base, they're the foundation of the spine, they're the foundation for everything that moves upward. Metaphorically speaking and actually speaking, this base of the spine is like the foundation for who we are, for how we feel, what we believe in, kind of a thing. Now for most people, we can't feel the energy, and especially if it's on your own body. You typically can't feel the energy of your own body unless you tune in through meditation and follow some techniques from an experienced teacher. So for most of us, if we're not doing that, there's some other easy ways to find out if this energy center is blocked. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below so you can be notified of my future videos. So some of the feelings that accompany a first energy center not functioning at its optimal level are the fear of survival, a fear of death, material insecurity, feelings of dependency, and territoriality. So you can see how these are kind of our base instincts, our survival. And I would be willing to bet that millions of people right now are feeling a little unsettled in this area of their life. Any type of traumatic experience is going to affect this energy center. And life happens, okay? These things are normal. Sometimes, the traumatic experience is something beyond our control. And, things happen, right? And it's normal to have these feelings for a certain period of time. But when we don't process these properly and they don't move through the body, and we don't come to that place of what we call moving on, then we can tell that there's probably a blockage in the energy center. So it's really easy for people to get caught in this trap of thoughts, emotions, energy pattern reinforced through the physical then, because all those things, when they happen for a period of time, they start to manifest in the physical body. So a traumatic experience is one of them. Another thing that can influence or color the way you see the world and the way your first energy center functions is your education and upbringing, okay? If your parents shared some of their mentality on their fear of death or their material insecurity, and they pass that information along to you as a child, you may still carry that with you in the subconscious mind. And I believe that that's how some of these health issues carry on from generation to generation. That's what makes this energy center so pivotal in the way you view your life. So much depends on the lens through which you look. So if that lens is distorted, so is your view on the situation. Aside from the feelings, what are some of the physical issues that manifest if this goes on for a prolonged period of time? Things that are located at the base of the spine, things like SI joint issues, sacroiliac joint issues, lumbar issues, anything that essentially has to do with the joints, anything having to do with the feet or the knees. Obesity also comes in here. Obesity can happen as a mechanism of scarcity mentality. If you have the feelings of scarcity, you might stockpile food, you might eat everything on your plate, and you might end up overeating because of this. If you have sciatica or if you have adrenal fatigue, these are physical signs that you may have a blocked first energy center. If you have any phobias, if you have anxiety, if you feel like the victim, if you feel like there's scarcity, or if you have issues of abandonment, all of these things are foundational to your reality, the way you perceive your reality. And those issues are associated with your very first energy center. That's your center for survival. Those are the main things that you need in order to move onward and upward through the other energy centers and have healthy, balanced energy centers through the rest of the body. Okay, so it is normal to have those feelings occasionally, or if you're subject to a life event or put in a circumstance that would make you have those feelings or emotions, that's normal, and you're supposed to feel those. We're supposed to have those experiences here. However, if those experiences carry on for a prolonged period of time and they start to impact other facets of your life, then it's time to address the issue head on. So a normal, healthy person will have the experience, feel the emotion, and process it in their own way. And at a certain point in time, they're ready to move on, and then they do. They move on. In others, if you feel stuck in this emotion or feeling, or if you feel sort of trapped because of that trauma or life experience that you had, there may be an issue with the energy center. So this is really easy to happen for human beings because our energy body is what creates the physical. Our thoughts and emotions create an experience for us. The emotion is what creates the imprint on us. And that imprint is in the brain, and it shapes the way we think. And it shapes the way we might perceive future situations. In a sense, it colors the way we see the world. And it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of having that experience and then feeling that emotion, and then you retell the story. And sometimes the story lives on in your mind. And so when that happens, you're reinforcing the energy pattern that you already have. And so you are in the cycle. And it's easy to stay in the cycle or get stuck in the cycle. A lot of times people find it's healthy to use talk therapy for these things. And a lot of times people don't. And I really think that that's up to the individual. And from my experience and with my students that I've worked with, I found that yoga is a very healthy, natural way for us to move energy through the body. And by moving energy through the energy center that seems to be stuck or closed, moving energy through, we start to address those issues that accompany the energy. So it's the chicken or the egg, but if you force the energy, then you can the emotions start to bubble up, and sometimes you have thoughts that go with it that help you process and let go of the emotion. So yoga is a great tool for that. All right, so now what are some of the yoga tools that we can use to remove blockages in the first energy center? And personally, I think this is super simple. There's three main things I would say. So in terms of the yoga poses, we can do the basic standing poses. Most of us are familiar. If you've ever practiced any yoga whatsoever, typically in every class you're going to do warrior 1, warrior 2, maybe warrior three. Any of the standing poses like triangle pose, or a wide-legged forward fold, or a wide-legged bent knees stance called goddess pose. All of those things encourage energy to move through the base of the spine and moving through the feet and the legs as well. When you practice those poses, you can look those poses up anywhere on Google, you can find videos on YouTube, but when you're practicing the poses, be mindful of that energy center and be mindful of drawing energy up through your feet and through the legs from the earth. Imagine that that cycle of energy is happening, because that grounding is very healing on the first energy center. Another thing that you can do, another category of poses that work well for balancing the first energy center, are seated poses. And those are a lot less challenging. Well, I guess it depends on who it is. There's ways to modify all of the poses, but any of your seated poses, they're gonna encourage you feeling rooted and secure on the floor, and that's that foundational support. See, yoga is a lot of, it's very metaphorical, but at the same time, because you're putting your body through the motions, you're using your intention combined with the breath, it brings this holistic kind of experience, and it accesses all the layers of the human being. That's what makes yoga so powerful. It's not just doing the poses, and it's not like, I'm not telling you to go out and get a book, look at a pose, and then do it. Go out, get a book, look at the pose, and then when you put the book down, when you do the pose, be mindful of how you're doing the pose, engage the areas of the body that they tell you to, and breathe. And when you do that with mindfulness and awareness, now you're moving energy through the body. That's very healthy, and it's a great way to get started into yoga. All right, the third thing that you can do to help balance the first energy center of the body is meditation. If you're not a seasoned meditation practitioner, there are many meditations you could probably find online. Stay tuned, sometime in the future I'll have meditations available for download. But if you can find a teacher, or even just sit and practice thinking about the base of the spine, you can sit on the floor, on a blanket, on a block, in a chair, anything that's supported and that's easy for you to keep the spine straight up, but feeling like the sitting bones are connected and feeling as if the earth's energy is moving up through the spine. You can feel this sort of connection with the earth. That is going to help to balance that first energy center. When you feel balanced in the first energy center, your outlook on life changes. You become more grounded and secure in your being. You become more comfortable with who you are. You become more comfortable in your ability to acquire resources that you need for survival. You feel safe. You feel comforted. And so those foundational feelings are integral to your health as a human being. So I hope this video helped, and I hope that you were able to kind of, what I want people to see is that you can use the challenges in life as your teacher, and you can use the tools of yoga to help you figure those things out and bring you back into balance. All right, that's it. Thanks for staying to the end. I'll see you on the next video.